What's up, YouTube, and welcome back. So as you guys can see from the title, went ahead and did the sport conversion on our second gen Cummins, and we're just going to be going over the footage. Lost a little bit of the footage in the beginning when I first picked up the bumper, so everything starts off as we start painting the gloss on the front bumper itself. But the video is just going to pretty much go over the painting, the vinyl wrapping, and then pretty much putting it on the truck along with the grill and pretty much some of the parts that we had to go get. But other than that, thank you guys for joining us, and enjoy the video. Alright everybody, so once again, thanks for joining us. As you see here, we already got the bumper all sanded, prepped, primed, and everything. We're just working on the gloss black. I'll throw a couple clips in here right now of like what the bumper looked like when we first picked it up. It's pretty good shape overall, front and back. So we went ahead and just painted the whole back of the bumper, all the metal, with some black enamel, engine enamel, and then went ahead and moved to the front, sanded everything down, did a good primer across the whole thing, sanded it all down one last time, and that's pretty much where this starts off right here. We're just using just some gloss black that we picked up from the local auto parts store, and then we're going to go ahead and after this we'll follow it up with some clear coat. Alright, so as far as the clear coat, as you see when I first sprayed it, it was really hazy. That's because it was pretty humid outside and it was getting late, so it was starting to drop in temperature. But no issue. We went ahead and pulled this out because we didn't have a heat gun yet. But this worked fantastic. It just warmed it up to the point to where the clear was able to dry without any moisture in it. So we just went ahead and did the whole bumper pretty much like this. Alright guys, so as you saw in the last clip, we got a pretty good product on here as far as the gloss black. We went ahead and sanded down everything else after that to get us nice to that nice and smooth surface here. We ordered the roll of wrap, which was over here originally when this came in, ended up being like 6 inches short on each side of the bumper, all the way whenever it was laying down to here, and that was an 8-foot roll, and it was cutting off like right here on both sides. So we went ahead, we're going to keep that because we have a couple little projects we want to do on the truck as well. But we went ahead and ordered another roll. This one's 5 foot by 10 foot. That one was 5 foot by 8. But then this time around, we went ahead and ordered some of the knifeless tape. All this just got in. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and do one more prep wipe. Then we're going to start lining our knifeless tape around these edges. Then once we get all 4 of these all lined up, I'm going to lay the vinyl wrap on here. We're going to get this thing going. So let's keep rolling. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to use the prep spray and nice lint-free rags. For me, prep spray as of right now, because this is all I had on hand, is just some rubbing alcohol, some 91. Pretty much all we're doing is just cleaning the surface off, and just want to leave no grease from our hands, any of this dust that's on here from just sitting in the garage. I'm going to really just remove all of that before you start moving forward. Big thing my dad always said was, it's all in the prep. So the longer you spend doing this kind of stuff, the better your product will always come out. So never rush this step. And as you guys can see, I mean, that was clean. So that was like that. And after the wipe down, that's what we're working with. So that's just the kind of stuff you want to get off before you move forward. Alright, so just like that, we got them all lined up, as you guys can see. So what you're going to do is you want to leave a tail to start and a tail when you end. That way when you snap these, yeah, I can literally come across, overlap of course, then you can come across, break it all the way around, and then you can come back out. That way you don't have anywhere you have to introduce a knife. So we're going to go ahead and we're just going to keep rolling. Alright guys, so as far as the vinyl wrap, my biggest recommendation is have a second pair of hands on deck, 100%. You want to make sure you have a heat gun. The vinyl wrap glove that you see me using, it was a big help along the way. But other than that, just take it section by section. If it gets bundled up, like as you guys see in the video, don't worry about it. I just took my time and just kept pulling it apart until I got it to the point to where we had to achieve that glass look all the way across the bumper. But as you see, I mean, it doesn't get much worse than this. It completely falls off the horses at one point, and we were able to save it and get it done. So, I mean, if I was able to do it, you guys would be able to do it. So. So definitely wrestled with it for a while. Camera died on me, didn't realize it, and I just kept moving. But as you guys can see, we finally got down here done really nice. I just have it all kind of tucked up under here as of right now. We still have to make the final cuts and, you know, pull it around. But I'm just trying to get it, you know, to the point to where it has a nice grip around the corners. We still have to do this whole section right here, as you can tell, like where it wraps around into the wheel wells. But we got pretty much most of the tops done. This all just needs to be, you know, pressed out once we get this all moved together. But I mean, even these came out really nice. So we're just gonna pretty much go around, just keep moving on these little edges until we get the whole thing. I think what we're about to do is gonna put it face down on the couch. That way we can kind of work on these wheel well edges. And then once we're done with all that, all that's really left is to go around and press it in, and you guys can see right there, that's where our knifeless tape is. And so what we're gonna do is just gotta get it past that all the way around on all these, and then right where we left that line, we just gotta make a little slice in the middle, pull it up, and then make the tear around the outside. So that's pretty much where we're at. It's looking really good. You know, pretty impressed with it being my first time doing this. So if I can do it, most likely you guys can do it as well. I do a little bit of tinting, but this is way more forgiving than the tint really is. But enough of the chit chat. Let's keep this thing rolling. Let's just get this thing wrapped up. Alright, so just like that, this bumper is looking fantastic and ready to be put on the truck. We have a couple little things left, like I'm going to try to get this line pressed all the way down in there. But I mean, this thing is looking fantastic all the way around it. All our edges are looking solid. So there's a couple little things with the line knifeless tape, like right here, kind of moved underneath the vinyl wrap. And then same with out here, kind of caked out wide. But other than that, I mean, from a distance, you're never going to really be able to see that unless you're looking for it. And I mean, being the first time I ever vinyl wrapped, I'm beyond happy with how this turned out. So let's just keep this thing rolling. I'm going to do that, but the next thing you guys will see is probably installing it on the truck. So let's cut to it. Alright, so as you guys just saw, we got the whole outside completely wrapped up. And I'd say we're looking pretty good on that. We're about to move forward. We're going to try to work this out. And then we're going to just try to push this down as far as we can. If we have to, you know, make a cut line somewhere down here that's not all the way back, you know, we got to do what we got to do. I want to try to just get as deep as we can without creating any wrinkles. So let's just keep this rolling. All right, everybody, so as you guys saw, we went ahead and we got the whole grill wrapped up. Now we're down to the last steps. We got to put the frame on the grill. I don't know if I talked about this yet, but as you guys can see, I already have the sport grill, and we even got the sport latch. That way we can still open the grill from underneath, open the hood from underneath, I should say, because that's the biggest thing. So I don't know if I talked about it, but I actually went up to the local LKQ or pick and pull and grabbed the frame. We grabbed the latch, and then we actually went ahead and grabbed a couple pieces that are already on the truck, which I'll show you here in a second. But pretty much what we're gonna do is I had to go and grab some new screws. The screws that go down here that connect the frame to this, they were too small, the stock ones. I had the factory ones from the Sport Grill, and they were still too small to fit on here. So I had to go out and pick up some M6. I'm guessing since it's a reproduction, it's probably made overseas. So they went with a metric size down here, but which is weird. These screws are the same exact size that are on the truck. So I grabbed just a few of these and then 6 of these bottom ones. So we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna just screw all that together real quick, and then it'll be time to install it. So let's keep moving. All right, so we're disassembling the bumper that's on the truck. We already got some of the bolts already out. So the first ones you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna wanna climb up and take out these guys right here. They're 18 millimeters. These are side brackets. And then once you're done with that, you're gonna come up underneath here and you're gonna disconnect the 3 bolts that you see right there. Once you get done with that, then you're gonna come back, you're gonna disconnect your fog lights, and then you'll be pretty much be ready to drop the bumper. Make sure you leave one in until you are ready to actually drop it though. Alright, so we just got off all the 6 bolts, and then we went back and took these off as well because they were hitting everything as we were trying to take them out. So make sure you take those off as well. Now it should be as simple as sliding it back. Like that. U-turn set it. Throw it on. Guess it goes. pull it back up. Alright, now push your, need yours lined in. Alright. All right, everybody, well, just like that, we're all wrapped up. Came out really good, super happy with it. I don't know if you guys noticed, but halfway through, the GoPro ended up like getting maxed out on memory, so we had to swap over to the iPhone here. But other than that, the project itself came out really good, super happy with it. I mean, it was the first time ever trying to vinyl wrap anything, so I can't really complain on, you know, if it looks good from 3 feet away. You know, I'm not looking for perfection on this time around. But you know, if you guys have any questions, or if you want, you know, if you like how I painted the bumper before we went ahead and wrapped it up, you know, leave all that in the comments below. Please like and subscribe if you know, want to see more of this kind of stuff. It really pushes us to like make more videos. And you know, I got a couple other projects for the truck that I really want to knock out. But other than that, thank you guys for joining us, and we'll catch you in the next one.